Welcome back to Omni Eyes. Tonight, we journey into the deepest shadows of the rainforest to uncover a true nocturnal masterpiece. In this dense tropical canopy, darkness reigns supreme. Yet, hidden among these ancient branches lies an astonishing secret of biological engineering. Episode 15 brings us face to face with a primate whose visual capabilities completely defy our standard understanding of mammalian evolution. Meet the incredible tarsier, a tiny creature possessing a pair of eyes so massive they dominate its entire small facial structure. These giant glowing orbs are not just a cute feature. They represent an extreme evolutionary adaptation for surviving the pitch black. To truly understand this biological marvel, we must first examine the harsh realities of the nocturnal world where this creature hunts. When the sun sets, the jungle transforms. Predators roam freely, and finding food becomes an incredibly difficult challenge for small primates. Most animals rely on a combination of smell and hearing, but the tarsier took a completely different path toward ultimate survival. It prioritized vision above all else. Nature sculpted this tiny hunter to become the ultimate living night vision camera on Earth. How big are these eyes exactly? If human eyes were proportionally the same size, they would be as large as grapefruits. In fact, a single tarsier eye is actually larger and heavier than its entire brain, which is a mind-boggling statistic. This extreme anatomical ratio forces us to ask a very important question about the fundamental rules of biological design and priority. Why would nature dedicate so much precious skull space and energy to a single sensory organ at the expense of brain power? The answer lies in the physics of light. To see in the dark, you need to capture every single available photon. Think of the eye as a biological camera. The pupil acts as the aperture, controlling how much light enters the system. The tarsier features an incredibly wide pupil that expands dramatically, creating a massive biological aperture to flood the retina with light. This massive aperture allows them to hunt efficiently under the faint glow of moonlight or the dim light of distant stars. However, this extreme biological design comes with a severe structural penalty that completely changes how this small animal navigates its environment. Because these eyes are so incredibly large, they are firmly wedged into the skull and cannot move within their bony sockets. Unlike humans who can easily dart their eyes left and right, the tarsier is forced to stare permanently straight ahead, forever. To compensate for this fixed forward gaze, evolution provided a brilliant mechanical workaround that rivals our most advanced modern robotic engineering. The tarsier has developed highly specialized neck vertebrae that allow it to rotate its entire head a full 180 degrees. Imagine a high-tech surveillance camera that does not need internal moving lenses, but instead swivels its entire housing to track targets. This remarkable adaptation gives them a panoramic view of the forest, ensuring no predator or prey can escape their watchful gaze. Let us pause and watch this tiny predator in action as it scans the dark canopy for its next unsuspecting insect meal. With a sudden burst of incredible speed, the tarsier leaps through the air, guided entirely by its superior night vision capabilities. Its massive eyes process the rapid movement in real time, allowing for a perfectly calculated strike in near total absolute darkness. This flawless execution is a masterclass in optical precision, something human engineers have struggled to replicate in our modern digital cameras. Now, let us connect this biological wonder to the world of modern camera technology, a core passion here at Omni Eyes. When you try to film a video in low light conditions, your digital camera faces the exact same challenge as the tarsier. To capture an image in the dark, you generally have two main choices: increase the sensor's sensitivity or widen the lens aperture. In digital photography, increasing sensor sensitivity is known as raising the ISO, which artificially boosts the electrical signal from the sensor. However, cranking up the ISO comes with a very noticeable and frustrating downside that ruins the overall quality of your final image. High ISO introduces digital noise, creating a grainy, distorted picture that lacks the sharp details needed for professional cinematic video production. Nature encountered this exact same problem millions of years ago, and the tarsier represents the ultimate biological solution to avoiding visual noise. Instead of artificially boosting a weak signal, the tarsier simply gathers more raw light by using a massively expanded physical aperture. By maximizing the physical opening of the eye, A pure and strong optical signal reaches the retina without needing artificial enhancement. This is the exact reason why professional cinematographers invest heavily in fast lenses with extremely wide maximum apertures for their cameras. A camera lens with an extremely wide-open aperture acts exactly like the giant eye of a tarsier in the jungle. It allows massive amounts of light to strike the sensor, producing incredibly clean, sharp, and noise-free images, even at midnight. But the tarsier eye is much more sophisticated than just a large hole. Its internal cellular structure is also beautifully optimized. The retina of this tiny primate is packed with millions of specialized rod cells that are highly sensitive to faint light sources. Unlike human eyes, which balance color and light detection, the tarsier sacrifices color vision to achieve absolute mastery over the shadows. This biological trade-off is fascinating, proving that perfect design often requires sacrificing one feature to completely maximize another critical function. Scientists and optical engineers are currently studying these exact biological structures to develop the next generation of advanced digital camera sensors. By mimicking the cellular arrangement of the tarsier retina, researchers hope to create sensors that can see clearly in absolute darkness. Imagine a future where your smartphone camera can take daylight quality photos in the middle of a completely pitch-black forest. This field of biomimicry bridges the gap between ancient evolutionary biology and cutting-edge modern technology, driving incredible innovations forward daily. The tarsier teaches us that the ultimate solutions to our complex engineering problems have often already been solved by Mother Nature. Let us delve deeper into the specific anatomy of the tarsier skull to truly appreciate this extreme architectural masterpiece of bone. The eye sockets are so vast that only a tiny, fragile partition of bone separates them from the brain cavity behind. This delicate skeletal structure means the tarsier must be incredibly careful, as any severe impact to the face could prove fatal. Despite this vulnerability, the evolutionary advantage of superior night vision far outweighed the physical risks associated with such a fragile skull. Survival in the jungle is a ruthless game of optimization, and the tarsier placed all its bets on dominating the darkness. As we observe the tarsier leaping gracefully between branches, we witness the flawless integration of vision, balance, and rapid muscular response. Their long, specialized ankle bones give them incredible jumping power, allowing them to cover massive distances in a single, swift bound. While in midair, those giant eyes are constantly processing spatial data, calculating the exact trajectory needed to land perfectly safely. It is a brilliant display of biological computing, where visual input is instantly translated into precise motor control without any delay. Modern drone technology is desperately trying to replicate this exact type of rapid visual processing for autonomous flight in dense forests. Engineers dream of creating a drone camera system as efficient and responsive as the visual cortex of this tiny nocturnal primate. The tarsier is not just an animal. It is a living blueprint for the future of robotic navigation and optical engineering. Returning to the concept of aperture, let us visually compare a standard camera lens with the biological lens of the tarsier. When a camera lens opens wide, it creates a shallow depth of field, blurring the background while keeping the subject sharp. The tarsier likely experiences a very similar visual effect, focusing intensely on its prey, while the surrounding jungle melts into blur. This natural bokeh effect helps the predator isolate tiny insects against the chaotic, visually noisy background of the dense tropical foliage. It is truly poetic that the exact optical principles we use for artistic cinematography are used by nature for absolute survival. Every time a filmmaker chooses a wide-open aperture to isolate a character, they are mimicking the ancient gaze of the tarsier. This profound connection between human art, modern technology, and evolutionary biology is exactly what we strive to explore at Omni Eyes. The universe operates on fundamental laws of physics, and both nature and human engineers must play by these exact same rules. Light behaves the same way, whether it is entering a glass camera lens or the biological cornea of a small monkey. Understanding these universal rules allows us to appreciate the incredible genius behind the evolutionary adaptations found in creatures like the tarsier. Furthermore, studying these nocturnal animals helps us realize the critical importance of protecting their fragile natural habitats from total human destruction. The rainforests of Southeast Asia are shrinking rapidly, threatening the survival of this unique species and countless other biological marvels today. If we lose the tarsier, we do not just lose an animal. We lose a masterpiece of evolutionary design and engineering. We lose a living library of genetic information that could potentially inspire centuries of future technological advancements in advanced optical systems. Conservation is not just about saving cute animals. It is about preserving the greatest research and development laboratory on the planet. Nature has spent millions of years perfecting these designs, and it would be a tragic mistake to let them vanish forever. Imagine what other incredible optical secrets are still hiding in the unexplored depths of the remaining dense tropical rainforests today. Perhaps there are creatures with even more bizarre and effective ways of manipulating light waiting to be discovered by curious scientists. Our journey into the mechanics of vision is far from over, and the tarsier is just one chapter in this story. As camera technology continues to evolve, we will undoubtedly keep looking back to nature for fresh inspiration and brilliant new ideas. The next time you pick up a camera and adjust the aperture ring, take a moment to remember this tiny primate. Remember the creature that dedicated its entire evolutionary path to mastering the exact same optical principles you hold in your hands. This is a beautiful reminder that we are universally connected by the physics of light and the shared experience of vision. The tarsier stands as a testament to the power of specialized adaptation, showing us what happens when nature pushes extreme boundaries. From its massive, light-gathering eyes to its incredible rotating neck, every single feature is perfectly tuned for absolute nocturnal dominance. This is the true essence of Omni eyes, uncovering the hidden wonders of sight and sharing them with the entire world. We hope this deep dive into the tarsier's unique visual system has changed the way you think about light and cameras. Photography and videography are not just technical skills. They are an extension of the biological desire to capture and understand light. By studying the extremes of natural vision, we become better artists, better engineers, and more appreciative observers of the natural world. The darkness of the jungle is no longer a place of fear, but a canvas where the most incredible adaptations shine. Through the giant eyes of the tarsier, we have seen the night in a completely new and truly awe-inspiring way. We have learned that capturing light requires either immense sensitivity or a massive physical opening to drink in the available photons. We have seen how a fixed gaze can be brilliantly overcome by a perfectly engineered mechanical pivot point in the spine. These are not just fun animal facts. They are profound lessons in physics, anatomy, and the relentless driving force of evolution. As we slowly leave the dense canopy behind and return to our modern world, let us carry these brilliant lessons forward. Let us continue to innovate, inspired by the ancient wisdom encoded in the DNA of the creatures that share our planet. The future of optical technology is bright, precisely because we are finally learning how to truly master the darkest of shadows. We are building a world where human vision is no longer limited by the biological constraints of our own natural eyes. With every new sensor and every wider lens, we take one step closer to seeing the universe in its complete glory. The tarsier has shown us the way, proving that with the right design, no amount of darkness can hide the truth. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey through the shadows and into the fascinating mechanics of extreme biological vision. Are you ready to embrace the night and start capturing the world with the same incredible precision as the magnificent tarsier? If you enjoyed this deep dive into this natural camera, make sure to leave a comment about your favorite part today. Do not forget to like and subscribe to join Omni Eyes on our continuous journey exploring the ultimate peaks of vision.